For the Chapter 12 Content Mastery, you kind of talked about agreements, what's valid or what must be present for a contract to be valid. And then we also talked about the requirements for an offer, what methods can be used to reject an offer, and of course what constitutes the acceptance of an offer. So an agreement is something that both parties have to mutually agree on for like an offer. So like if I was to offer some company money in order to come build a fence for my house, this is a mutual agreement. Both of us are agreeing to the price and what I want them to do. Agreements can be in person, can be online, so like e-agreements, I think is what it's called, or e-contracts. So there's many various ways to do an agreement. As long as both parties mutually agree to it. There's 3 requirements for an offer to be valid. The offeree must have serious intention to become bound by the offer. So the person who's like offering and the person who's getting offered, they both have to be serious about, yes, I'm going to accept this offer and do what my part says I have to do. The terms of the offer must be reasonably certain, definite, so there's as not to mix up anything in the contract. So there has to be kind of written, like if this were to happen, this is going to happen. There's got to be like definite guidelines to what the contract entails, so there's no gray area that could be up for grabs. And then the offer must be communicated to the offeree. So I mean, both parties have to mutually agree. Both parties have to know about the offer, know what they have to do, know what it entails for both them or their company, however it's going to work out. So those are kind of the requirements to an offer, but there's also ways you can reject the offer, and one of them is the revocation. And this is like withdrawing an offer or like withdrawing away from it. So if someone's just, I don't want to be in this contract, I don't want any part of it, they can just revoke it, they can withdraw from it, just get away from it. There's also irrevocable offers though, and that's one you cannot withdraw from. But there are option contracts, so like there's going to be a certain time period that you can accept this offer, but once you kind of wait out that time period, then the offer is no longer available, so they have to either offer a new one or figure out some other agreement there. But so that's the only way to kind of get through that one, is if like there's a time period. And of course there's just rejection. They don't want to be part of that contract. They stay right from the beginning. Once they see it, they don't want it, they're not going to accept it. So I mean, kind of simple and basic on that. And then there's kind of like 3 ways to accept them. Like the unequivocal acceptance. So like, I'm gonna accept it, but is there any way you can offer a better price, or is there any way like this, like some parts of this can be changed around, so it's like a little bit more like help out my company a little bit, because like it seems like I'm lower. So I mean, there's always bartering, there's finding out, like trying to get a better offer on it. And then there's also silence as an acceptance. So like, because like no one's actually obligated to accept. So like if they're gonna be silenced, like there's cases where by your silence and inaction, you have deemed to accept this offer because you're not saying I don't want to do it. Of course, that can also kind of go both ways, of where I didn't say anything, so I don't actually want to do it. And of course, communication of acceptance. So I'm going to verbally communicate with you, I'm going to accept this. And that's pretty much all there is to that.